The South African Local Government Association is welcoming the depoliticising of municipalities. Newly gazetted laws bar delinquent municipal staff from holding political positions.
Well, the State Capture Commission laid bare how the appointment of senior managers and deployment of cadres enabled corruption. Salga KZN supports the Municipal Systems Act amendments, but cautions that a lot of the regulating is still left to the Cooperative Governance Minister. So for more on this, we're joined now by Salga KZN Chairperson Thamsanqa Ntuli, who is also Mayor of the King Cetshwayo District Municipality. Thank you so much, Mayor, for your time this morning. Let's speak a little bit about some of those gaps or perhaps even the vagueness within the municipality amendment.
Thank you, Faith and Morena, and your viewers. In fact, as Salga, we quite support the gazetting of depoliticizing of the municipal officials so as to professionalize our institution. In fact, we have been making this call for quite some time as Salga. In particular, even the organization for the municipal managers here in KwaZulu-Natal were also in support of such. Because in our view, we felt that when the officials become also politicians or hold political offices, while are also municipal officials, in fact, it disempower the oversight role or responsibility which is supposed to be played by the leadership there. Because outside the offices, there are bosses, and inside the offices, there are officials. As a result, they can't account, which deprive the citizen of KwaZulu-Natal to receive a quality service delivery. As you understand that when we talk about the institution of local government, there are so many complaints and concerns by the citizens that the services are not received on time, and also on the issue of the backlog. One of the reasons to us as Salga is that the officials who are supposed to do the work, at times they will not be able to account if the leadership is disempowered by them holding the political offices. That's our concern. And though we have a concern regarding this gazette, that the issue of the officials or managers that were once charged for offences was left to the COGTA ministers to regulate, whereas we thought there was going to be a transition wherein it was going to be categorical that when we have been found having a misconduct of a particular nature, you will be prevented permanently to re-enter the system of local government, because we believe, you know, the records for the offences or the offenders, they are not always available to local government when they are recruiting the senior managers. As a result, you'll find that someone who did something wrong in a particular municipality will be employed in a different municipality. We have seen that happening here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Even at times, we have seen even the MEC for COGTA actually deploying or seconding people who had done wrong in the previous municipalities.
Mayor, if not the COGTA minister, who then do you suggest regulates this particular Amendment Act?
In fact, we thought something categorical was going to come out of the Gazette, which had to be specific. Because our concern as Salga is that the minister will regulate, whereas we thought the Gazette had to be categorical in pronouncing that a person who has been found with a particular misconduct, the regulation must be specific in saying that must be not readmitted in local government. In fact, that is our concern. And we are therefore, in light of what we have, the Gazette itself, what is being reflected by the Gazette, we're at least saying, we're calling for the minister to have the database which will be available.
Oh, it looks as though we've lost the signal to the mayor there, Thamsanqa Ntuli, Salga KZN chairperson and King Qetwayo district municipality mayor, but saying very valid points regarding how is it that we can ensure that those that have been found guilty of crimes, those that have been found guilty of corruption, wrongdoing, are not seeing themselves move on to other municipalities to do the same damage. Perhaps it explains why is it that the Auditor General keeps finding fault within our local municipalities and why we're struggling within our local municipalities to even account for some of the money that gets spent. And more than anything else, it's around the wasteful and irregular expenditure. Obviously, if somebody's in that municipality and is a deployment of being able to just funnel money and siphon money out, there is now no good that's going to come of it. And all they do is move from one municipality to another. And then that also means there's no accountability. Yeah. So it's almost like feeding into this bottomless pit.
You essentially have someone like a chairperson of the party, you know, who is then an MEC. So you've got a bigger role in the bigger scheme of the party, but then you've got a supposed smaller role in the municipality, and therefore you can do as you please because you only but account to yourself. So these are the cries about cadre deployment that come out from South Africans, from other political parties, to say, for as long as there's cadre deployment, you're not going to get people that are being held accountable and responsible for the things that they do in their municipalities. It is, of course, unfortunate that we did lose the mayor, Thamsanqa Ntuli, but we did get, I think, the gist of what it is that, you know, the King Qetwayo district as well, but Salga in its entirety are crying about, where the Minister of Kokta is concerned that, yes, regulate, but sometimes leave the powers as well to other parties. But, of course, we're going to be continuing here on the South African Morning and still to come on the show.
Well,